So I'm going to go over, everyone's making goals right now. And so I want to go over my rock solid approach to making goals so that you actually make progress to kind of get rid of that. Like, oh, I didn't get it again. And now I'm depressed and I can't do anything. So let's go over how to make a good goal and then 3 things that I use to help me achieve that goal. And just remember, I'm not perfect at achieving everything that I set my mind down to. I'm still learning. I left my jacket on here and that's bugging me. Okay, so as far as making good goals, one thing to keep in mind is write down what outcomes that you want and try not to be so, try not to make a goal when you are emotionally hyped up about something that you're so sick and tired of. Because if you just make outcomes based on emotion, then it just takes a little bit of change and the emotion goes away and then you're done, And so maybe you didn't hit what your goals are. And so if you're just like, I just want to feel better. Well, what does that actually mean? Because if you have 60 pounds to lose, what if it only takes 10 pounds or 15 pounds and you feel better? Are you done? It's okay if you are. Just keep that in mind that if it's just emotion driven, sometimes it doesn't take much to get there. So the other thing is, don't put a date on it. This is a big deal because everyone says put a date on it. But what I have found is if you put a date on it and you are emotionally connected to that date, then if you find that you are not going to achieve that, then you might want to quit. So what I do is maybe I will put a general timeline, but I'll know that I'll just say, okay, if that doesn't work, then that's okay. And so you can put something like that or just say, hey, I just want to work on taking care of myself. And that's just a continual process. It's just focusing on the process it takes instead of like the grand outcome or the day that you hit it. So that's really healthy for my brain is not focusing so much on dates. Or if I do, just kind of put a date out there, just have a complete, it's okay if you didn't make it, look at the progress that made. Okay. So this is 3 parts that I use is first of all, accountability. Figure out a way to check in to see how your progress is doing. It might be accountability with a certain friend, with a group, or even a health coach. And by the way, we are doing monthly challenges this year, and you can come in and do them for free and have any type of goal that you want to work on, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, or even financial. And so you can say, hey, Kirtley, I want to do February's health challenge because I want to work on spending less money. And so that you can just come into that and then have that accountability group and synergy and me. Okay, the next one is make a process plan. So I love processes instead of just big goals. So here's what that would look like is you have a piece of paper and you write down what your outcomes are, what that looks like. And then on the other side, you're going to write down what is your current reality. And sometimes that can be a little uncomfortable to face because you're like, oh my gosh, things are a little worse or harder than I thought they are. And then in the middle, write down what it will take to get there. What action steps, what habits changing it's going to take, what behavior it will take to get to that outcome. And this area right here is what we are going to focus on and experiment with and revise a lot. And so you'll write down these things, and if you really have no idea what it takes, talk to an expert, talk to a friend that has done it before to kind of figure that out. If it's weight loss, please reach out to me. I have a lot of ideas, and I'm happy to give free advice. So make a process plan of little things you want to do. So for example, I'm wanting to work more on my attention, and so through meditation. So I would like to regularly meditate. I don't even want to put a thing of meditate every single day. So I probably won't, and I don't want to feel bad about myself. And if I do, then if I do say that every day, then I can just know it's okay. If I don't hit it every day, I just want to do it more often. And so what you do is the third thing, and the other thing too with making that process plan is make it so figure out ways in your life that you can make the choice that you want to create easier than the choice of not doing it. And so it's a lot of environment manipulation. And so think, okay, well, what will make it easier for me to drink all my water today? Because that's something I've struggled with. And it's convenience. Try to make your healthy habit you're trying to create super, super convenient. And that takes a lot of thinking outside of the box and experimenting and revising and asking yourself, why didn't that work last time? How can I make it easier for me to make that choice? So I have 3 water bottles up here right now that I filled up this morning. Because I just noticed, let me say this too, the third one is revise. And so make a process of revising it regularly to just kind of figure out, well, why did that work or why didn't it work? Okay. And this, a lot of people don't do this enough. This takes a lot. And someone else's answer might not be your answer. So you have to go within and find your own answers. And so with the water thing, I kept on having to ask myself, because I had a great idea and I would try to do it, but then I would, like, by the end of the week, I wasn't doing it anymore, or the end of the month, I wasn't doing it anymore. So then I just have to revise and ask myself, well, why? Like, just make yourself feel like you're a scientist or just experimenting. And you just see, okay, that didn't work. Well, why? There's no guilt or shame involved. It's just curiosity. Okay, this is huge for making habit changes, is do not get all mad at yourself if you weren't successful. And so that's why not having a date is good, and just kind of having a process, like, okay, here are the processes or the little habits I want to start creating that will take me to that goal. And so revise, and try something new. Maybe ask other people what they've done that worked and maybe do something similar to it. Okay. And so for me, with my wanting to meditate daily, but not having to meditate daily, otherwise I don't know, I just don't want it to be so strict, is, okay, well, what will make it easier? And having accountability will make it easier. And figuring out times in the day where I'm more likely to do it. Okay, so your times in the day energies are going to be different than someone else's, and your schedule will be different. So it's so important to revise and experiment and try again. Okay. So that's my advice when setting goals or intentions for this year. One of my friends calls them evolutions, because evolution is a slow process. And so as you take it slow and are really thoughtful and aware of it, you're going to be more likely to make it there. Okay. And it's just not so guilt driven. So I hope that helps. Thanks for tuning in and have a wonderful day. See you later.